Well, the bail application of two men accused of the murder of 7 family members in Vlakfontein South of Johannesburg is expected to resume in the Protea Magistrate's Court in Soweto today. Now, the matter has been transferred to the main court following the repeated non-availability of the Lenasia court due to power outages. Ernest Mabaso and Fita Kupe face 7 counts of murder after the bodies of the 3 women and 4 children were found buried in a heap of sand at their home last month. Mabaso faces additional charges of theft, robbery and 3 counts of rape. Okay, let's get more on the story. Reporter Gillian Play is outside the Protea Magistrate's Court in Soweto. Hey Gillian, thank you very much indeed for your time. Okay, there's been a lot of toing and froing, moving of courts. Just get us up to speed.
A very good morning to you, Blaine. Yes, as you say, there's been a lot of back and forth with this particular case. And I do think proceedings will get underway today. We know that last week there was quite a few power outages at the Lenasia Magistrate's Court, but also that court is going into recess, and the magistrate that presided over this matter will only be available next month. So that really threw a whole snag into proceedings, and it infringes on the rights of these accused to really get a speedy bail application. We know that a bail application can, within 7 days, they have to apply for bail, and that is what Magistrate Maggie van der Merwe had stressed when she had made means for the matter to be transferred here to the Protea Magistrate's Court. We do expect that the accused, as we've said in the past, they will put forward compelling reasons, Blaine, why it's in the interest of justice that they be released on bail. We know that the prosecution will be opposing that particular submissions made by them. I know that you asked me earlier if there were any community members that we had spotted, unlike at Lenasia Magistrate's Court. But I suspect that once we get closer to Court 13, there could be quite a strong turnout from the community. Again, they've been quite supportive of the cause of family, looking at the gruesome nature in which those 7 family members, some 4 minors died, and the circumstances around that, and that the bodies were in that home for such a long time. And it's only following that stench that the neighbor had contacted police when that grisly scene had been uncovered. So Blaine, we do hope that proceedings will continue swiftly over the next 2 days. That is what we've been given, 2 days for the bail application of those 2 accused, Blaine.
Yeah, look, this story has, I guess, raised a heightened sense of emotion, isn't it? Especially among the community members, and especially at this time where we're observing the 16 days of activism against abuse against women and children. Just give us, Gillian, the sentiment on the ground currently.
Blaine, in all the times when we have attended court appearances in this particular matter, the community has been quite resolute in their stance, wanting no bail, but also quite harsh utterances if they are to be given bail. And I think those are the kinds of submissions that will weigh on the presiding officer, looking at the interest of justice versus also the community's interest. It's 16 days of activism, and this is one case, as you said there, that has sent shockwaves through the country. A lot of public interest in this matter, Blaine. And it being 16 days, it's one of those cases, again, just raising questions around the high levels of gender violence. Most of the victims in this case were women, and the community also fed up to an extent, like the entire country, around the rape and murder of the most vulnerable in society, being women and children, Blaine.
Yeah. Just remind us, Gillian, about the 2 accused. What do we know about them?
What we do know at this stage about Ernest Mabaso, who has various aliases, Blaine, is that some 3 months ago, he came into the family, guised himself as a child of one of the deceased brothers of the family. We understand that it could be the second accused, Fita Kupe, that could have roped Ernest Mabaso in and then masterminded this entire plot, which we understand to take out those family members to get access or to get the house. We understand that Coupe has been in a 15-year relationship with the homeowner, who's also among the deceased, among the 7 deceased. And we understand that, a lot of that all of this, it's a puzzle piece that will be put together as trial gets underway. But there's a connection, we understand, between Coupe and Mabaso. If you see them now in the dock plane, they sit very far apart from one another as if they don't know one another. We know that Mabaso has also indicated to the Lenasia Magistrate's Court that he fears for his life, that there's been threats, and we understand just in our conversations to our sources that Coupe, who is allegedly very well connected, has sent some people to Mabaso while awaiting trial and making those threats. So these are 2 men who were well known to the Khoza family. They were living with the Khoza family, particularly Coupe, who had that 15-year relationship with one of the deceased. And 3 months ago, Mabaso coming into the family, and we understand that the deceased, they were killed in stages to a point where some of them were called by him. They were told that, I've got a surprise for you, come around, and only to be met by their death. We know that also the MSC of Community Safety, Sizakele, has been quite supportive also to the family, attending all the appearances, Blaine. And now, being here at the Protea Magistrate's Court, we will get some sense of in the submissions by the accused, we will get some sort of sense about why they feel they should be released on bail. We understand that Mabaso has made a confession. He implicated Coupe. The circumstances around that confession is not very clear to me at this stage, but we're expecting that all those details are likely to come out in these submissions that will be made during this bail application, Blaine.
Horrific details coming out of this case. Gillian Pillay, thank you very much indeed for your reporting. Appreciate it. Well, sentencing proceedings in